Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining me on Goose Trail. I'm Mickey Stevens, and we're going to look more into the newer vehicles that are a big pile of shit. That's right, a big fat pile of shit. One of which I've always thought ever since I got out of high school 22 years ago. Um, I just don't see the point in putting yourself in a debt when you can go down the street and buy a vehicle that you've wanted since you were 12 years old. Um, you know what I mean? So uh, I try to stay out of debt. I don't like the sound and feeling of debt, but fuck that. So we have new vehicles that are literally falling apart. It's very depressing if you watched the last episode. I think it was 2 episodes ago with the cars, where we were talking about the computer that's spying on you, the computer that can look at your face and say, you look a little flushed, your eyes are a little bloodshot, you don't look right to fucking drive, so I'm not going to turn the car on for you. Yeah, wow. Wow, I own this car, don't I? No. In a newer vehicle, you are not an owner anymore. You are a consumer that's going on a subscription plan, even though you spent a full whopping price to buy that vehicle. You're not an owner. It's despicable, it's sad, it's embarrassing. But we're now diving down deep into the side where we get to see these fucking vehicles falling apart. You guys have to watch Hayden Schreier. He does bring a lot of stuff to light. Saves a lot of time searching around. He really does. He's got his own channel where he takes written off vehicles and gets them up and going to be licensed again. So, if you're a car guy, you might want to check out Hayden, quite honestly. But yeah, we're going to be watching an episode. I've never seen this one yet before, but if it comes from Hayden, it's going to be what we need to see if we're focusing on this one topic. So let's jump on in it, you guys. All right? Let's shrink my face down. We're going to go underneath Hayden this time. All right, boys, check this shit out. This is going to be embarrassing. Look at this. The first image. This guy's looking underneath and going, "What the fuck was that?" Can you imagine driving down the highway and you hear this huge bang because a spring popped out? If that's what happened, holy fuck. It had, yeah, it had.
I'm driving in the car with my kids, and this thing literally just fell off.
Erica to leave me stuck here for over 25 minutes. Look at this. This will not come out of my car.
I've seen that dozens of times.
That new cars are not only better, but more reliable than used cars. And today, I'm going to be proving that wrong. This is now like the third episode we've made this year covering the new...
Is my... Yeah, it's just way too loud right now. My bad. I got my surround sound on, you guys. Sorry for that echo. Let's continue.
Car insanity that's going on and the delusion that people have. And more specifically, we're going to be looking at how new cars are literally falling apart just a couple months after ownership. So if you guys happen to own a new car or you have a used car, please share your stories and help us settle this debate down in the comment section below. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
Okay, so I just got this car maybe 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks?
It's a brand new car. I brought it in for service on Monday because none of the buttons on the steering wheel were working, which was very concerning. But I'm like, fine, they fixed it. I'm driving in the car with my kids, and this thing literally just fell off as I was making.
So she got it serviced to get the buttons working on the steering wheel. Like, are you you just bought this vehicle and nothing works? So you take it to the dealership, and this guy takes it apart, and obviously he didn't put it together properly.
A turn. I am in the car with my children. This is unacceptable.
I mean, I'm going to say that's hysterical that the airbag fell into her lap, but from the more I'd read, it was more so user error, like the tech didn't install it properly at the dealership when they were putting it back together. But that doesn't discredit the fact that the Jeep had the buttons fail on it on a brand new car. Let's not glance over that. That is the main reason why she did bring it in. And I wanted to read a couple of the comments that were left on that video, and you can see here the top.
So I heard once upon a time, Jeep stands for just empty every pocket, I think. I've definitely heard it on his channel before. Just empty every Jeep.
One is your first problem. It's a Jeep. And funny enough, we're going to see more and more videos, apparently, of Jeeps.
Oh, yeah, and touching that. What
failing,
happens
which
if it
tells you a little
exploded?
something about the reliability of Jeeps and whether or not you should be purchasing their vehicle.
Like, imagine if that fucking exploded while she was handling that.
Have a second channel where I do DIY stuff and I like to
MK2.
rebuild total cars. And typically, messing around with the airbag isn't like the worst thing to do. I know that sounds crazy. It's definitely up there in regards to safety, but you have crash sensors on the front of your vehicle, and only when those things get whacked would that ideally set off an airbag. Or she messes with those wires or unplugs them, would she have an issue? But otherwise, it's not like the end of the world here. Oh, turn it off. That sounded like it didn't have any oil in it, like metal on metal or a spun bearing or something. That was terrible. Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Again, I'm starting to notice a pattern here. That's 2 for 2 on American-made vehicles. Now, it's not to say that other, car companies don't have their own slew of problems that come out. And that's why I always say do not buy new cars because you are the guinea pig. Typically, when these car companies throw a vehicle on the market, they don't know the problems themselves because it's a brand new platform. They just made the car. The better way to be buying new cars to you, that is buying a 2 to 3 year old car, because usually all the kinks and problems have been worked out and addressed by the
and that's why I like to buy used
because of the recalls that come out. All cars have recalls. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Subaru, doesn't matter how reliable they are.
You go and buy a used vehicle. That way, whoever has had that before has had to pay for all the maintenance and all the repairs, which worked out all the kinks that we're having difficulties with.
RAV4 came out and there were a couple problems. Well, they're not going to remake the car for another several years. So the 2019, 2020, 2021, maybe even 2022 version should fix the earlier problems that they had. And then when they facelift and completely revamp the car again, well, then you start over, and those are now going to have problems. And again, the next couple of years, they'll slowly address the problems that facelifted or a brand new car had to begin with.
My Ford Bronco is literally melting, and I don't know what to do. Okay, if you currently own a Bronco or have been considering buying a Bronco, you should watch this video. So I drive a 2023 4-door Outer Banks Bronco, and as of tomorrow, I've officially had this car for 2 years.
She's had this one for 2 years, so that's not too bad.
My warranty covers 3 years or 30,000 miles, whichever one comes first, and I'm under 20,000 miles. The warranty will not cover this damage.
Okay, so this is the damage on my driver's side mirror of my car. You can clearly see the paint rippling and then 2 spots here on the grill. So this is Ford saying that this is built up to their Ford Tough standards.
If you've had experience with this or this is happening to you, please let me know.
Ford, tough. That's hysterical. We've covered like warranties in the past, not just with cars, but almost everything nowadays. Everything is offering you that Allstate warranty at Home Depot, another Allstate protection warranty at Walmart and
It's
Target.
a fucking
Constantly.
scam is what
Even
it is.
anything I buy at Harbor Freight, they're now offering a warranty as if they've planned whatever product I'm going to purchase to break right after the return period. And I've had it happen before. It's quite ironic if you ask me. But this is not the first time that I have heard somebody getting denied warranty work for whatever reason they may decide. It's rainy today. Oh, you didn't tighten your lug nut to the proper 96.4 foot-pounds or Newton meters and then a quarter turn. We're denying your warranty. It's ridiculous. Or they'll just come up with whatever reason they decide. And you, as a consumer, don't really have that many options because you are fighting a multi-billion-dollar company that has hundreds, if not thousands, of lawyers ready for a lawsuit. And you don't. You are just a typical 9-to-5 employee with a family that just doesn't have time to be fighting those battles or the money, to be honest with you. So it really backs you into a corner and puts you at the mercy of these massive companies. So here's a comment somebody left on a previous episode on the channel. And if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, please share your stories down in the comment section below. I got one of those third-party warranties that came with a used truck. I had an issue that was covered about 50 miles into owning it. First of all, no repair company would even look at it because of the third-party warranty. That's very interesting. Not worth their time. I found one who took pity on me and filled the claim after inspection. Then the warranty company wanted me to pay out of pocket for the part to be disassembled, which meant taking apart the rear axle drivetrain so they could see how it broke, and then they would come to reason to deny it, which would have cost just as much as getting the work done in the first place. Avoid those warranties if you buy a used car, and if one comes with your purchase, don't expect them to fix it, even if it's covered. And I have heard these stories
because it is just a scam. And you want a warranty package, you pay extra. And then you get fucked in the ass with a 10-foot pole, 5 feet wide.
Time again, specifically with cars, but I've heard it with other things too. But they are constantly trying to deny you, and honestly, they will fight you tooth and nail to even.
Hey, this is just like when you have life insurance, and I've heard countless stories of people being fucked in the ass when they're trying to go get their life insurance. Well, I just gotta say something. You guys watch Saw? That movie is fucking brilliant. Let's collect all the assholes in the world who say no to insurance claims when you bought the warranty or the insurance or whatever the fuck it is, and whoever says no, let's throw you into the Saw's game. And if you come out, you're definitely going to change. You're going to help Saw after get rid of all the other assholes in the world. Watch Saw.
Unless you have some sort of in at the dealership. I have worked at a exotic car rental dealership, and these dealerships were constantly trying to fight us and not cover warranty work that was within the manufacturer's warranty. I have a car, and my sunroof started acting up. It wouldn't open. It would squeak. The rails were off, and it wouldn't slide back all the way. And they were fighting me tooth and nail at the dealership. Oh, somebody put grease on here. Oh, there's not enough grease on this track. That's why it failed. We're not going to go blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. You know how I got it approved? I paid the service advisor like $40 cash under the table and said, thanks for looking at it, taking it in. And oh, would you look at that? The next day they said they were going to replace the entire sunroof. The only good thing about Hyundai right now, and I guess Kia, is the 10-year 100K mile warranty. You don't understand how many times people will justify buying a new car because of the warranty, and I think it is the biggest sham. I understand that, it is nice a little bit to have a warranty on your car, but doesn't that really tell you something? And I commented in part 2, I will show you how.
It's because when you get warranty, you want that peace of mind when you're going down the highway or going to work or taking your kids to the emergency room. You want that peace of mind so that you can go get this shit box fixed because you are way under warranty, but then you have to hear a bunch of shit like whatever they want to say, like how they try to sell you shit at some mechanics.
To know about that company. Only buying a car because something has a very long warranty should make you think a little deeper as to why they're actually offering it. You got to think when things are too good to be true, they probably are. Most companies don't offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty because it's pretty absurd. And you, as a consumer, should think and do a little more research into why a company might be offering something that isn't typically the norm in that sort of business.
I don't know what that was, honestly.
Do you see it?
That is the
Oh
most
my gosh.
insane shit.
It was like something just fell out the back of the car, and then our car started driving a little sideways. What happened?
The whole spring's hanging out.
Shut the fuck up.
The tire's rubbing. That's what the burning rubber is. Then the water. Like we can't move.
Brad!
Oh my gosh.
I really don't know.
Oh my god, how far away from home are we?
5 hours.
No.
5 hours away from home in their brand new, safe, reliable car that has now left them stranded on the side of the road. How convenient. There are so many people brainwashed to believe that only used cars break down, and that's why they will never buy a hoopty because they don't want to get left stranded. Well, I hate to break it to you, it's not just hoopties.
You have to be very smart when buying a used car. Look at who you're buying it from, right? You got to look at the person. Is this someone who bagged the shit out of this vehicle? You know what I mean? Like, you got to take common sense in when buying anything used. You got to have some common sense. You know, ask the guy, you know, have you been taking care of all the maintenance? And see how he speaks. Does he sound like a white liar? Or does it really sound honest from the gut, you know?
Typically, the only reason they break down is because somebody wasn't maintaining it properly. Wink.
Hey, that's all I just fucking said, right?
Wink. Most people don't do that. New cars do it just as much, honestly, if not more. Since cars are being made horrible and so quick and made to be disposed
and over-engineered. Engineers do not care about the technician anymore. They do not make vehicles thinking about the technician. It is fucking stupid.
disposable.
Oh my.
Fuck!
So that's what was bopping down the road?
Can't drive our car home.
What?
And what's so funny is I took my car to fix this because it was a recall on the car. And it happened. So
Pray for me, baby. Pray for me.
And again, this is not the first time I've heard of this happening. It's just the first time I've actually seen somebody record it. Did you hear her say she brought her car in for recall work for that problem? And what a coincidence. After she got the work done, it still happens. Something like this has happened to me also. I had an airbag warning, a PODS recall on my old Audi, and I never had the problem prior to getting the recall work done, but I thought, hey, safety, we should get it. The dealer was saying you really should. It's a safety thing. Well, I did it, and then a week and a half later, guess what? That PODS recall came up on my car. The airbag warning kept popping up. Well, I bring it back to the dealer. They said, well, that's not our fault. We didn't touch the part that's actually failing. We only touched the wiring harness, not the sensor. So if you want us to fix it, it's going to cost $2,000. I said, are you out of your mind? Do you think I took the seat apart and meddled with the airbag sensor module? Are you out of your mind? That's how annoying the nuisance is with some of these new cars. Not to mention, I've heard stories from Jeep owners with Jeep Grand Cherokees where the springs have exploded out of their car, and I'm just in awe that I've actually found a video where it's happened to someone. Jeep equals just empty every pocket.
There it
Yeah,
is!
seriously, what are we now? 4 for 4 with American cars, and 3 of them happen to be Jeep
Did I
or
watch this
Chrysler or whatever.
video? Oh, I've
that
never
big
watched
company
this
is.
one before.
Stellantis. Never buy a Jeep, Dodge, or Ram product. Honestly, it's just so annoying at the end
I know
of
I
the day
heard
to
it on
have
his
to deal
channel.
with problems on new cars. You just spent thousands of dollars on a new car, and now it has to sit in the shop and wait to be repaired. Not to mention, if they don't have the parts in
Just
stock,
empty every
they're going
pocket.
to keep and hold your car for several months, and you're going to be out either driving
I'll definitely
a
remember it
rental
now.
or
I remembered it,
their
but it's,
loaner
it's
car.
in there now.
Which
Just empty every
is
pocket.
hysterical because now I'm driving their loaner, which could be better, could be worse, while still making payments because most people typically make payments on their new cars on a car that I'm not even driving. I'm driving their loaner car, but making payments on the one that's sitting in the shop waiting for repair. What a world people live in.
Come along with us to buy my dream mom car. We weren't sure if this was actually going to happen before our baby arrived because Nathan and I don't really like...
And, like, just think about everyone who's got to take their vehicles in for whatever. How long is your vehicle going to be sitting in the shop for? Like, really?
to buy new cars. We like to shop around and find a good deal. So on our way to look at the vehicle, we actually made a quick pit stop at the Toyota dealership. Nathan really wanted me to test drive one more SUV before we made the big decision to go with the one that we had in mind. So we test drove the Sequoia, and while the interior was beautiful, it just wasn't for me. So we left and headed straight over to look at this GMC Yukon Denali. Everything about it was exactly what I wanted. The interior was so beautiful. I loved the stitching on the seats. While I've always gotten cars that had a white exterior, I was...
Don't ever take a woman car shopping. Holy fuck. I love the stitching in the vehicle. I love the look of the steering wheel. I love the entertainment system. Fuck, bitch. It's about how she drives, how I can hear shit. It's about not having any traction control. Shit. Fuck. That's so annoying. I want to buy it because it looks nice.
kind of vibing with the black.
Now
After both of
you're
us
going to
took a
buy
test
something
drive, we
that's just
decided it was perfect
gonna
and we
rob
held our
you.
baby so comfortably. Then it was time to go through the dreaded negotiation process, which Nathan had already done most of it over the phone with them, so I'm not sure why it took so many hours of waiting in this lobby. And by the
Because
time
they're
we
trying to
actually ended
fucking
up signing
rape
papers
us.
and headed on our way, I was so sick and nauseous from not eating for so long. I definitely should have brought snacks, so that was really my bad because obviously buying a car is a longer process. But regardless, once everything was all said and done, we headed straight to get some food. While this baby is taking their sweet time to arrive, I feel so grateful that we were able to find the exact vehicle we wanted, and now we have plenty of space for our whole family.
I give it a month before that car ends up back in the dealership getting repaired because it's terrible.
Should have kept that Nissan Titan,
The
bro.
way people choose style and stitching over reliability and quality is insane. It is.
It's
I'm honestly
fucking nuts.
dumbfounded that this is how the
I
vast
gotta get some
majority
chew
and the
in my lip.
overwhelming majority of people shop for cars. It blows my mind. I originally thought she was doing the right thing by checking out a Toyota, a reliable car with known reliability, and honestly, it looked beautiful. It looked phenomenal. But here she is now getting a GMC, which we just saw the past 5 videos. Horrible cars. Our 2024 GMC Yukon has been the worst. The transmission keeps going on. My brand new Yukon XL was the biggest piece of shit. Honda for life. I love these comments. You'll regret not getting the Toyota. Toyota's better. That GMC isn't made to last. You'll definitely be crying when that GMC breaks down. Toyota gang. Like I said, it's crazy. I'm glad that most people know this, but a lot of people don't. Don't hate me, but I was thinking about this the other day, and I truly believe that there are a lot of people, men and women, husband and wives, that one of them typically is like living in La La Land, like sunshine and rainbows. And the other one is doing, the bills, the upkeep, the maintenance, the nitty gritty. I almost think that they're in Disney, like one of the people in the relationship or the couple and their parents shelter them. I don't know. But most people are in Disneyland, and it's beautiful and it's clean and nice looking and warm and soft. But behind the scenes, it's dark, scary, mechanical, bunch of crazy, scary moving parts that they don't show you. It's like you're living in a fantasy and you're traveling along this path in Disneyland like most people do in car shop. Oh, this looks nice. Oh, look at the stitching. Ooh, I like white interior. Like, that's how people shop and buy things nowadays. They don't do any sort of external research or pay attention to what's behind the scenes actually making things work. So they'll buy a car because the stitching is nice or because it has cutesy buttons, and they don't actually think about anything more. Reliability, the engine, the inside, and then they end up getting screwed, a couple months later when the thing breaks down. That's how the overwhelming majority of people shop for stuff nowadays. Now, guys, you know what's even crazier than these new cars breaking down and being this unreliable? It's that more than 70% of you that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. Let me remind you that subscribing to the channel is completely free, and it won't leave you stranded on the side of the road like these brand new cars are. All it does is...
Let's talk about that for a second. It's like me too. I've got so many viewers that pop on, and they don't subscribe. It's simple. It's free. Subscribe is not a subscription you pay to watch me. Subscribing just puts me in the loop of some of the YouTube feeds in the future. That's all it's doing. So please, if you're watching me and you like what you see, you like what you hear, you having a good time with me, let's fucking smash that fucking subscribe and like button, boys and girls. Back to the video.
Car to the dealer, it is out of control. Not only...
Let's ask you a question. How many people out there watching right now actually bought a new vehicle after 2023? Post it down below. And then for the others, how many people out there actually own older vehicles below 2015? Put it down. I want to see how many of you are driving new to driving old. And tell me your experiences with what you got going on.
1,000 miles, beautiful engineering. The VAG group still can't get it right with their water pumps, whether they're plastic or aluminum, but that's for another story here. Moving on, we have this comment that says, never ever take your car to a dealer or a mechanic you don't know unless you absolutely have to. They will either find or create problems for you to have fixed or have fixed later.
Like, here's a good one for you guys. So, my 2000 GMC Jimmy needed a new transfer case. So, months before this happened, I changed out all the brake calipers. I took out the old, I put in 2 front racing brake calipers in the front and 2 sports rear calipers in the back. I had to go into Regina for a doctor's appointment. My parents took it in. My parents brought it back for me. I come back home. I pop in it maybe 2-3 weeks later, and I noticed something fucked up with my brakes. I go walk up to the vehicle. Holy fucking motherfuckers! GMC in Langenburg, Saskatchewan. Someone stole both of my racing brakes off the front and my drilled discs. Then they take an old rusty pair of brakes and put it on my vehicle. I went to the RCMP to make a statement and then go talk to the dealership after, and the dealership was yelling at me and treating me like I'm the criminal. The RCMP couldn't do anything about it. Don't ever take it to a dealership. Always best and safer to take it to a mechanic you don't know. And take it to a mechanic that's out of the city. Don't go to city mechanics. That's where the scams live, is in the cities. In the big fucking cities. Don't fucking fall for scams. That's inside the city. Find yourself a good, honest mechanic outside of your city. I've never had problems with rural mechanics ever. Ever. Even the ones that I have never heard about, my dad's like, these guys sound good. Okay, I'll take them there. Never been happier in my fucking life. Never been happier in my life. Go find yourself a mechanic out of town.
It's a scam. I totally agree. The thing is, most employees at a lot of these mechanic shops, no offense, because I'm sure some of you are watching now, but I have had more bad experiences bringing to dealers and private and independent mechanics than I've had good ones. Constantly. Either I go in for an oil change and a week later I get low oil light because they didn't put enough oil, or they forget.
He's looking for private mechanics in city, obviously.
To put bolts back on my car at the dealership, and then I have to go back in and say, what are you guys doing? Sleeping on the job? It makes no sense. What you guys need to know is sometimes employees get paid for the job, so they want to cram the work in as fast as they can and get it in and out as fast as they can. They're not torquing things to spec. They're glancing over it.
They're not torquing things to spec. For an example, I can't remember the mechanics in Esterhazy. It's a tire shop. Fountain Tire. I go to get new tires. I bought the tires online. I take them to these guys to change them for me because I don't have a tire machine, obviously. I bring my vehicle back home, and I have a torque wrench myself, so I torque it all myself. I checked the torque after. It was 40 pounds over. I'm supposed to be at 105 pounds. They had it almost close to 140 on the torque. You trying to warp my disc brakes, man? You guys want me to come back and do business with you? Don't fucking do this again.
Don't care you're one of the 30 cars they're doing that day, and they never actually meet you, so they never get a personal bonding experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's very informal and
Magnum dung.
Just on an assembly line, get it out. So that's why I agree with them, and that is what drove me to start working on cars myself. What once started with just oil changes became brakes, became coolant, became air filters, and now I'm doing much bigger jobs, and I have the tools for life, which is also insane. And it's paid itself off tenfold, and now I have people around my community asking me to help fix their cars. So I'm making more money on top of that. It's a lost trade.
Leave it to Electrify America to leave me stuck here for over 25 minutes. Look at this. This will not come out of my car. Plugged it in at first. It didn't even register that it's plugged into my car. I even tried to set it up from the inside. Still did not register. And it's stuck in here. I pressed the eject button, you guys. Nothing happens. I called the number.
Wow.
They said to troubleshoot it, to do all the things. Did you not? I've tried everything. I'm gonna
Put your foot on and rip it out of the car.
Oh my god. Mercedes is about to hear it from me. Look, I'm doing it right. You press the button and it comes out. That doesn't work. You press this button right here and it's supposed to come out. And it doesn't come out. Look, the screen even went away. She's over it. Oh, plug in first? Babe, I did. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Everyone keeps taking up all the other chargers, so even if I do get this out, I can't even charge my car.
Like that.
It's also currently 90 degrees right now in Florida. I had to sit back inside. Do you guys see, like, oh, I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm in my scrubs. I literally just stopped to charge my car.
He's missing work because of this.
No, you're only sweating because of your anxiety. I got the same thing,
so
bro.
annoyed. I literally want to leave. I'm gonna call Mercedes again.
I'm going to a doctor right away to get a particular drug to help me stop sweating.
Can't even drive it until I unplug it too. Like, it'll tell me right here that car is plugged in. Wait, move. Where is it at? Oh, now it's not even showing me. Okay. Oh, you see right there. do not forget, charge cable connected. I cannot put my car in drive. Cannot do anything. I'm over it.
I'm going to give you guys a little tip. Anything with a lot of doodads, software, technology, motors, moving parts, the more of that stuff you have, the more problems you are going to experience, whether new or old. I work
Like
on
new
a
transmissions and
2003
trucks.
Mercedes SL500 for my friend. It's a very old car, 22 years old. Tons of tech and doodads and air pumps and air bladders for the seats to cushion you up. It has cooled seats, heated seats. It has, automatic steering wheel that moves
Cooled
up and
seats?
down. All that stuff broke. All of it is broken.
That's
because
what I
all
want.
the plastic dries up and gets brittle over time and breaks, and then you're left spending hours fixing it or spending hundreds, if not thousands.
Yeah, on my GMC Jimmy 2000, the housing that holds the blower motor for the cabin for, heat and coolness, airflow, I had to change it. So I'm taking it apart, and the plastic housing literally fell apart in several pieces. So luckily, I'm really good with my hands with really dainty, patient testing bullshit like that. I pieced that together. I melted it together. I put some extra glue around it just to keep the melts strong. And it worked. My repair did work, but fuck, plastic is bullshit, man.
Of dollars getting it repaired. So the more moving parts you have in a car, the more problems you're going to have down the line. My gas tank would never press Control Alt Delete. Literally, that's hysterical. That's absolutely hysterical. Gasoline vehicles would never. He goes, did you try turning it on and
Control
off?
Alt Delete. Yeah.
LMFAO. What's the deal with these plastic upper control arms? So that's another thing we haven't.
Did you guys just see that on a truck?
In most manufacturers, in car manufacturers anymore, and they are cutting as many corners as they can to make their overhead that much cheaper.
You're going to be driving that thing, and you're going to hit a wicked pothole, and that thing's just going to crumble.
Come hollering at me. I did do research afterwards, and it says it had an aluminum core, and it's covered in plastic to prevent it from rusting. That's not a bad idea. And if that's actually how it is, that's not a bad idea. But part of me also believes
that would be really nice. Coat all of the frame in plastic so that the frame never rusts. That would be a cool idea.
that the way we're moving, I'm sure they're going to remove that the metal from inside that before you know it. And this is just the first step to getting you there, because now you won't see it, with metal, but they'll tell you it has metal. And then one day it won't have any metal in it, and you'll be left stranded. You have water pumps now becoming
plastic on a truck. Are you fucking smacked, engineer?
Plastic, and tons of interior and vital engine bay parts becoming plastic. No more do we have rubberized hoses. We have plastic cooling hoses, and the joints are made out of plastic, which get brittle and break over time. And you're going to be left fronting that bill, and these things are just conveniently going to fall apart right after their warranty period ends. It's called planned obsolescence.
Customer states my driver's side exhaust pipe hangs lower than my passenger side.
What car is that? Ford. Another Ford.
44
Fix or
miles.
repair daily.
Let's go look at the window sticker.
$83,000.
This is a Ford Raptor.
$83,000. Wow. Oh, they missed it. They missed the hold.
Huh. That's weird.
Good job, Ford.
Nailed it, Ford.
Oh my gosh.
You fucking nailed it. All that because you couldn't put the fucking bracket on correctly. Nice.
And here's the thing that I start to think about is if they messed up on that, something as simple as just putting the exhaust in correctly, like what other corners were cut? What else did they miss? And what else is wrong with the car that they didn't assemble correctly? You know what I'm saying? Because if they're going to mess up on that little thing, there's a lot more intricate parts within the car, like the engine and the transmission, that if they cut corners on, would be very problematic. 2023 Jeep Wrangler build quality ASMR. Lovely. What is that? What are we on? Like the 8th or 9th American-made car and like the 4th or 5th Jeep? Again?
Yeah, we haven't even seen Nissan, Mitsubishi, Honda, Acura. Now, there's so many other companies that we've never even heard of yet, but it's only North America. North America, like I keep saying in a lot of my past videos, North America is becoming a fucking scam industry. White colonists thinking in their head, let's imagine ways to fucking rob everyone and build the law around protecting us through many loopholes in the law.
They're on a roll here.
Let me tell you something. These new Duramaxes are a real piece of shit. I stopped here at the Dollar General, left the truck running, ran in real quick, grabbed a case of water, came back out. The truck's off. Every light on the dash is on. It wouldn't restart. Now it won't turn off. It's still got power. All the lights on the dash are on. So sitting out here waiting on a tow truck.
Nice.
I towed back to the dealership. This is going to be the second time I've had to have it towed back to the dealership. I've been stranded somewhere with it. Only got 11,000 miles on it.
Oh my God.
These ones are just trash.
Oh my gosh.
There it goes.
GMC.
Back to the dealership.
In this video, we are seeing the majority is just GMC. Be fucking aware. Never buy a General Motors company vehicle ever if it's new. Never. That's what this video is teaching me. Every vehicle so far has been GMC.
Another American-made car, absolutely horrible, pieces of junk as it turns out. You know, they did have something going for them when they were actually built in America, you know, I don't know, early 2000s, maybe in the 90s. They were actually reliable, solid cars. Not anymore. Modern vehicles are literally for people who don't...
Yeah, like honestly, my 2000 GMC Jimmy, that is my most reliable vehicle I have ever owned other than a 1985 Ford Grand Marquis with the high output engine that the Ford Mustang 5.0 liter had. Great engine. But yeah, GMC's 2000 Jimmy, or if you take the 2000 Chevy Blazer, exact same vehicle. I've had both of them. I'm never selling this Jimmy ever, and I'm never selling my SRT Caliber.
Know how to drive, let alone maintain a vehicle. Sometimes
They're both
technology
very
is just
reliable,
too complicated for one's laziness and negligence. Huh. Well, doesn't that make you think?
Modern vehicles are literally for people who don't know how to drive, let alone maintain a vehicle. So fucking true. Sometimes technology is just too comped for one's laziness and negligence.
You know, the way the world is going, I've been asking older people, you know, than me. I'm 27 years old. I've been asking people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, how do they view the world? How do they view people? And they have said within like the past 10 years that people are just dumber and lazier. And they've said they've seen it over like the last decade that it's getting really bad. And it's interesting because apparently they're building these cars because people don't know how to drive or maintain them. So they're making them disposable, and they're making it so that the technology just does everything for you, and you're just going to sit there and play on your phone because everybody's addicted to their cell phones now, not paying attention. So now they have to build cars to drive themselves while you're just distracted. It's crazy.
We bought our new Jeep Grand Cherokee 16 months ago, and in that time, it's been in the shop for 146 days to date, which is over 30% of the time that we've owned it. The rear air suspension failed on it 6 times now. We filed a lemon law case with an attorney, but unfortunately, it could take up to a year to get resolved. Even though our car far exceeds all the requirements.
The reason I just thought of why they're probably doing all this too with the electric vehicles and all this data, you got to think of the data. They're trying to create more data so that they can sell more data. Sell more of your privacy away. Stay away from any vehicles after 2017. If you don't want to be spied upon, buy older than 2010, in my safest suggestions. Stay away from giving the government more data so that they can sell your privacy away to anyone who wants to buy it. Like, for example, if I go on the dark net right now, I can go and buy a fuckload of data that you and I have out there. It's disgusting. I could buy your data.
Of a lemon law claim, it's a waiting game for Stellantis to respond. This most recent time, our Jeep has been in the shop for over 10 weeks, and this has been the worst experience of all the previous repairs. When we first took it in, the dealership notified us that a special technician from Stellantis was coming out to assess our vehicle. Upon inspection, they noted there was a crack in the subframe. They mentioned that this is
the subframe cracked on a brand new car. Leave it a Jeep. That's a new one for the books.
Normal wear and tear, and our warranty would not cover any of the repairs.
What are you guys thinking about this shit? Because I'm in absolute awe. The fucking subframe? Look at that shit right there. Holy fuck. You know this person ain't going off-roading all the time. This is just normal. This is fucking disgusting.
We went to the dealership to inspect it ourselves and took lots of photos and videos. The dealership was actually on our side, noting that this is not normal wear and tear and that the subframe on a vehicle with under 15,000 miles on it should not have these structural issues when there's no sign of abuse to the vehicle itself. We had to battle with Stellantis for well over a month as they kept telling us this would not be covered by the warranty. I sent
Give me a fucking
the photos
break.
and videos, and we threatened more legal action against them. They all of a sudden decided to reverse their decision and covered the repairs. The total cost for a new subframe and to replace the rear air suspension again was over $13,000 just in parts. That means all the repairs combined have cost Stellantis over $30,000, which is half the price of the car. We're not sure if this failure of the subframe is what's been causing all the issues with our air suspension all along or not. But now that we went ahead and had to buy another car, the Jeep will just sit on our driveway of our RV lot until we get a response from Stellantis, which, given our experience with them, won't be the outcome we're hoping for.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say.
Me neither.
Did she just say, she did, that it wasn't covered under warranty? That Stellantis denied her warranty. Let that sink into you guys that swear by they'll only buy a new car because you get a warranty. Here you go. Here's another example as to why they will do everything to deny your warranty and not get it approved. 15,000 miles, a brand new Jeep. The subframe cracks, and then Jeep says it's not covered under warranty because it's not regular use. Are you kidding me? And do you know how many times I've heard that if you get any work done outside the dealership, they'll also find a way to deny you? So for example, if you buy a brand new car and then get your air filters and your oil changes and anything else done outside of the dealership at a private repair shop, whatever, or you do it yourself, and you bring it in for whatever warranty work or a problem that may arise, and they don't see the maintenance history that it was done by them, they will fight you tooth and nail. And you have to be loaded with money and time, like apparently she is, to now be able to buy 2 cars, have a $300,000
And
RV,
to
a house,
threaten
and an
them
RV
with
lot,
legal
to store all that
actions.
stuff, to hire an attorney to threaten legal action, and
This is
then
just
Stellantis
sick.
or that dealer will consider honoring their warranty on your car. But it has to go to there. And how many people have the time, the money, the resources to spend
Exactly.
hiring and getting an attorney to do all that? Most people don't. That's lovely.
Another GMC.
So I had read the comments because some people thought that car was getting repoed, and so did I. Nope, she said it was going back to the dealership because something had broken on the car again or stopped working, and now it needs to go get more repair work under warranty.
The tow truck alone is way too expensive.
Cheap,
I can't
baby.
afford a tow
I just have
truck.
a question. Can you please do a video or multiple videos on good used cars for as much models as possible for someone who's looking for their first car, BMW, Ford, etc.? I wanted to put this comment in here because I have a second channel where I do how-to videos fixing cars, and a lot of you guys have this question and have been commenting, like, what reliable used cars are there out there? And there's like a general consensus of reliable used cars, but any reliable used car can be unreliable if it's not maintained, if that makes sense. And if you don't do your research homework, get the car pre-purchase inspected beforehand, you could end up with a junk car that's going to break down. So I had this idea that maybe to help you guys out, I know it's crazy, but maybe I will make videos buying used cars, being as transparent as possible, fixing them up, putting all the new components on them that might need to be fixed, and then selling them, to you guys. Let's say I go buy a car for $5,000. I fix everything wrong with it. It's all good. And then I sell it for, I don't know, what I paid for it, plus the parts. And I make YouTube videos on it so you guys can see all the work being done. And I sell it to you guys. Would there be enough people interested that are looking for nice... We will train and go... We'll try and go train it. Find any more
I
that
think
you
it'd be a
like.
good idea if you
I
did
like
that,
those
honestly.
like I sent you, though, especially because they get 35 miles per gallon. That's over 10 more than this car. But I want the hybrid calligraphy with at least 20-inch rims and all-wheel drive. Jeez. My husband. What is that, a Range Rover? No, that's a Hyundai.
Looks kind of cool inside. Hyundai.
2025.
A Hyundai.
Santa Fe hybrid.
This is our first out of the GMCs, basically. An actual Hyundai.
My husband said today we weren't born with a silver spoon, but have worked hard enough to buy our own, if that isn't the truth. And it's sad because they just threw all their money away into a brand new car that's going to lose like 20% of its value in the next 2 years. And I guarantee that car is going to break down constantly. Hyundai has a horrible reputation, a 10-year warranty, which is because it constantly breaks down on powertrain and engines and stuff like that. They're going to fight you tooth and nail on the warranty stuff.
People didn't do their
and
research.
It's going to spend more time at the dealership getting repaired than you are actually going to drive it. And making a monthly payment and buying a depreciating asset brand new are a great way to keep you middle class or in poverty and in debt, because it's just a terrible financial decision.
That's what I'm saying. Ever since I was out of high school, I was like, I'm never buying a new vehicle. I bought one vehicle when I was a plumber in Regina, Saskatchewan. It was a Fiat 500L. Beautiful little car, super fast, huge rims. When the snow first fell, I put it in reverse to do a 180, and my drive shaft snapped. They weren't going to warranty it. because what the computer was telling them. So, unfortunately, I fixed it myself. And unfortunately, I had a lower back injury that put me out of work for about a month at least. I was in a wheelchair for the first week. Then I had to go to rehabilitation for like a couple months. So, yeah, it was like 3 months I was out of work for my lower back injury because my boss was forcing me to haul up a 1,000-pound boiler up 4 flights of stairs. I didn't get up 2 stairs with the guy I was working with, and my back blew out. My boss goes to his accountant, removes all of the company's benefits just so he can get around not having to pay us our paychecks. So his best friend at the same time, when I got injured, he had to go get surgery for carpal tunnel in his wrists, and that was the boss's best friend. He fucked his best friend over too. Wouldn't pay him, removed everything so that they could not pay us in whatever legal manner. So because of that, I just stopped paying my payments on my car, and I moved.
See, that's a problem. Is
Worst
people think
thing
that,
I've ever done is buy a new vehicle.
That by buying big, flashy things and showing off
this is like 10
their
years ago.
riches and their wealth is like a flex. When true wealth is saving your money, not caring about what other people think, and buying what makes the most sense. You want to protect your investments and your wealth.
That's
not
wealth.
Go buy things that
That's why I think
tenfold
I'm
in 2 years.
comfortable.
That thing's going to cost like $60K and it's going to be worth $30K in 2 or 3 years. This is the comment that they left. We just bought a Traverse, yet here we are again. Yeah, Chevy Traverse. Those are junkers too. Like they're not doing any research
GMC,
on the cars. When I tell you
anything
this
North
man does
American,
whatever it takes to take care of us, it's what I mean. I'm only posting this video because I truly feel like these are slept on. They're slept on because they're terrible. While researching third-row SUVs, it was so hard to find one that wasn't above $70,000, had good gas mileage, and had all the mom things. This is it, and I hope this video finds a mama looking for a new mom car just like I was. Why are we not buying used cars? Why not just buy a very reliable Toyota Sienna? You never hear about them breaking down. You can get the hybrid version, and you'd never have an issue with it. I know why, because it's not bougie, it's not fancy. They don't have quilted seats.
It's not North
7,000
American
doodads and tons
luxury,
of software and touchscreens.
ballin', trying to flex on everyone.
There's zero thought into any of this anymore. LOL, can only imagine the amount of debt you people are in.
Like I said, North Americans have turned into pure 100% consumers on subscriptions. And they don't give a fuck. Thanks to all you guys who don't give a fuck and ruining our fucking North American continent. Seriously, though. Stop buying new vehicles. You are selling away your privacy. You are going into debt for no reason. And then you're going to be mad. Why would you put that stress on yourself? Relax, go find a vehicle that you've always wanted when you were growing up and keep it in mint condition. Done and done. And you might want to do that before the world, like I, see this issue. My used vehicle right now, that should be about $5,000, I wouldn't let it go for less than 12 right now. My GMC Jimmy, the 2000, yeah. You want to buy that off me? I'll sell it to you for 12,000. That way I can buy 2 more GMC Jimmys after, and I'll fix whatever's wrong with those. Ha!
And worried about showing up to practice in the newest and nicest things, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah, flexing. Everyone's trying to flex on each other. Gotta go to baseball practice and show every other mom that I'm driving a ballin' vehicle more than you.
For what?
That's what I say to that.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty harsh, but a lot of that is true with the overwhelming majority of people that car shop nowadays. Someone said went from one unreliable vehicle to another. Amazing. Yep. No one does any research before buying.
Yep.
Like we've been talking about constantly. Nobody does the correct research on buying new cars or any car for that matter. It's only about like these silly things. Heated seats, cooled seats, is it automatic seats? Does it have a sunroof? Does it have
Does
a
it
moonroof?
drive
Does it have
yourself?
touchscreen, Apple CarPlay? Like these are like the little sham things that should come afterward.
Like, here's the thing. When I buy a vehicle, I want to fucking feel the wheels in the steering wheel. If I want technology, I'll fill my fucking house full of it. I hate the electric windows. Those are a big pile of shit. Where's my old school crankers? That shit never broke. But then you fucking leave a window open for one night and wake up and you go, oh shit, it rained outside last night? Now your driver door's control panel won't fucking control any of the windows or the locked doors and shit like that. Fuck. Man, a vehicle is supposed to be outside. It's supposed to be able to survive outside. It's not an indoor fucking toy, man. You keep your fucking phone down when you're driving. You don't fucking drink and drive. You don't snooze when you drive. You don't need cooling and heating seats. You need a fucking vehicle where you can go off-road and that shit will take you to your campsite in the bush. And I say campsite in the bush because I don't want to go pay a campsite just to go camping. I'll go find the bush. I'll go camping out there. I've got valleys, rivers galore where I live. My Jimmy is my pride and joy for this fucking area of Saskatchewan. I go down the grid road and I find just handfuls and handfuls of side paths that go into the fields, through the bushes, and all this kind of shit. If I bought a new vehicle and I did that, how the fuck is a tow truck going to get in through the bush?
The main thing is reliability, maybe MPG, and just like engine quality and build quality and stuff like that. And then you can get all your little gadgets and doodads, which sometimes you can even.
This is like the longest video I've ever watched by Hayden.
In the 2010 Mazda 3 that I have, and it's phenomenal. It's amazing. Everyone in the world knows not to buy a Chevy Traverse.
So his Mazda that he bought in 2023, he bought it solely because it didn't have. It had zero of all this shit in it. It's just a bare the bones vehicle. That's why he bought it. But still, it's going to have that black box in there. It's going to have the computer in there. And it's going to be sending your fucking data away to be sold. How can data be more expensive than gold? I mean, you can't build with data. You can only save information with data and use it later on. That isn't a resource, government. You guys are disgusting. You guys are rapists for the most part. You are really raping the entire country financially.
Get a Toyota Grand Highlander or a Honda Pilot.
Whether it be the
new
data
Santa Fe is the ugliest
with your
thing
new
I've ever
computers,
seen. Girl, you were driving that damn toaster around.
or the warranty and the actual price of the vehicle.
Driving around my 2002
Oh, I love it.
Toyota RAV4.
I love that.
2017.
200. What did that say?
Don't worry.
Let me go
265,000 kilometers.
Don't worry. I'm keeping her.
Oh, miles.
Because that car is a diamond in the rough. And those are the cars that I would want to buy for my second channel, fix them up, and then sell it to you guys for a good, transparent, reasonable price. Nothing crazy at all. If you guys are interested,
I think
let me know
Hayden should
in
do
the
this.
comments.
Let me just show you a little.
I think I should do this.
Interior. This is how it's looking. I always get water drainage, so in the summers when it rains, sometimes I get mold, and then I have to do the whole cleaning thing. But I know, you're like, Stephanie, why are you buying a new car?
And again, for people to say, oh, that's a problem. Yeah, because she's only treating the symptoms and not actually addressing the problem. Like, she would need to clean out and unclog her, like, sunroof drain or whatever is causing the water to come in. You clean out that area, you clean out the drains, and it wouldn't drain into the car. You'd have no problem. But she isn't doing that, and she's just clean.
And I love my vehicle that does not have a sunroof. Unfortunately, my SRT does have a sunroof. I don't like it. I never open it. I just don't want to open it and it never close. You know what I mean? So I keep that motherfucker shut.
Cleaning up the water once it comes in every single time. Easy fix again.
But I know, you're like, Stephanie, why are you buying a new car and getting a car payment?
Ugh,
well,
a car
I
payment.
eventually want to have a kid, and
car
I'm just getting ahead and buying my little mom car.
No.
So
A little mom.
Why would you do that?
away from my city
You know how much money you were throwing away?
because all the car dealerships around my place are not that good. We spent literally a total of 6 hours negotiating.
I hate that too.
And it was a pain in the butt.
Can't stand it.
But I finally purchased my first new
And they got a Lexus.
And of course, we're sticking with Toyota because it's so reliable.
I agree. I think she did a good job buying and sticking with Lexus. I disagree with her getting away from her, free car that doesn't cost her anything to now hopping into a car payment. I don't know why people can't just save up some money while they have their car and then put that down and buy one outright. I know it's crazy nowadays, but that still can be done, and to avoid paying interest on a car and having a car payment. You want to free
Hayden,
up your
how
cash
do you
flow
save
every month,
up
not lock up your future
50 to
salary
60,000
and future money
cash?
with guaranteed car payments because you
I've only
forget
got
about
1,000
emergencies
cash in
that
my
happen
savings
life.
account.
Lexus was named the most reliable luxury SUV by Consumer Report, and I love the look of the RX 350. Whatever you do, stay away Mercedes, BMW, unless you want your car constantly in the shop. Someone goes, new BMWs are actually reliable. Older ones aren't that reliable. So people think newer ones aren't, which isn't true. They are kind of costly to maintain, but it will last a long time. And I agree and I disagree with some of what they are saying. It is newer BMWs are more reliable within their own, brand. That doesn't mean they're more reliable than like Hondas, Subarus, and Lexus. They aren't by any means whatsoever. So they're only more reliable in terms of BMWs and German cars, but you're still going to be paying thousands of dollars to repair it and maintain it when it does need those services done. And I threw in this article here that I wanted to share with you. For example, like that person was trying to justify their new BMW purchase. My 2020 BMW X5 needs an oil pump at just 63,000 miles. Now I'm facing a $8,000 repair and don't know whether I should keep it or cut my losses.
Cut your fucking losses.
$8,000 repair.
$8,000 gets you a fucking pimp used vehicle.
An oil pump, and oil pumps shouldn't really be failing anyway. But when they make them out of plastic, they fail, which is insane. But that tells you brand new car, brand new BMW, brand new B58 engine, and the oil pumps are failing, and now you have to pay an $8,000 bill if you're out of the warranty period. That pretty much would buy 2 Mazda 3s that I own. It'd buy 2 of them for the price to just repair the engine. So really do your research when it comes to buying cars. If you want to buy
America,
German,
things are
you got to
cheaper
pay to
than
play,
Canada.
and you got to
Canada
have
is the
wiggle room
most
and cash.
expensive
And then
place
if it's
to
a
live in
hobby,
the
do
world.
whatever you want. But if you are trying to budget, save money, get out of debt,
Look at our
you
housing.
should not be looking at these cars. You should really consider
That'll tell you
buying a used, reliable car, getting a pre-purchase
Canada
inspection,
is the
taking
most
care
expensive
of it,
place to
because
live
most
in the
people do
world.
not do maintenance. They wait till things break to fix it, which is the dumbest thing ever. You need to...
And which is stupid because Canada is nothing like United States of America. How are we more expensive than America? We should be cheaper than America to live. None of our cities are as big as Americans. Why are we more expensive to live? And why can't I move from Canada? Because they literally are trapping their citizens here. We are jailed here. That's what it is. We are being jailed and being used as slaves. That's what's happening. We're being used as slaves, and you can just see it looking at this fucking one episode. People, all of us, whoever is going into a new vehicle, you're getting raped in the ass.
You do preventative maintenance on things, on your health and on your cars and on things that you like if you want them to last long. Nobody does that anymore. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Let me know.
Sweet. It was a long one, that's for sure. I don't do long ones like that usually. But like I said, I love vehicles, man. I love vehicles. I just don't like the new ones. I've never liked new vehicles. When I bought a new vehicle, the one and only time in my life, I regretted it. Absolutely regretted it. I've never had an issue with a used vehicle other than maintenance breakdowns, you know? Like the fuel. How the fuel is used, how the fuel is collected with the exhaust. You know, there's an exhaust canister in your vehicle that collects. You know, I've replaced everything that dealt with the fuel delivery and exhaust in my SRT, and that fixed everything. Everything. My car was giving me fucking codes for shit that wasn't even talking about what I needed to fix. But when I just diagnosed it for a couple months, it just hit me. You got to start fucking replacing everything dealing with the fuel intake, combustion, and exhaust, and the exhaust collection. After that, I've never had an issue with my SRT. Never. So, you guys, please beware if you're going to buy a new vehicle. Really beware. Do your research. This video was a very good research piece. You know, we've seen multiple GMCs, then a Chevy. That was basically what we've seen, was GMC in here, and then a Hyundai at the end. So, people are looking at Toyotas, Hondas, you know, Nissan, you know, stay in those genres of vehicles and their dealerships, because if not, you're just going to waste money, and you're basically going to end up throwing it away. How could you sell a vehicle that doesn't work? You are stuck with a massive payment that will not take you to A to B and back to A again. You're going to get raped. Financially raped. Seriously. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching here today. Like and subscribe, please. If you're watching, you're going to want to watch more. And it's free. It's free to subscribe. And it is free to press the like button. And it will help you in the future see more of this stuff. Even if you subscribed and liked my video, you will end up seeing Hayden in your feed eventually. That's the way the YouTube algorithm works, is it tries to find what you subscribe and like to. All right? So please, like and subscribe. Remember, you're watching Mickey Stevens on Goose Trail, where I don't stay on the main trail. It goes everywhere, boys and girls, everywhere. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. God bless you and everyone in your family. Until the next one, peace out.